But it has the strange effect of sending the stock market up because now those stocks are denominated in dollars that aren't worth as much. And because you have global coordinated quantitative easing, overall, it hides the overall devaluation, at least on the surface. So precious metals, gold nears 1,300 on easing view, weak dollar. Continuing, we've got a CNN chart there. Gold rush continues towards 1,300. It is just a few dollars away from the all-time mega record. It's already broken any previous records today. Again, it's now breaking records every 2 or 3 days. But it's just a few dollars away from 1,300, an incredible psychological ceiling or barrier. And once we go through that, I mean, I got to be honest, when all these top economists and experts are talking about $2,500 gold in 1980s numbers for inflation, it's just hard to believe. But more and more, we talked a month ago about the vast majority of future options on gold in Chicago and New York on the exchanges in the month of December are at 1,500 schmackers. So we're going to continue breaking this down to what it means for the overall economy straight ahead. Gold right about to break $1,300 an ounce. I'm going to walk through all this insane news that I just covered in more detail and a lot more. But there is a lot going on. There is just too much going on. I'm going to briefly bring Ted Anderson up with us because he's been in the gold and silver trading business for more than 30 years. He's had Midas Resources for, 14, 15 years. And, Ted, this is scaring me. I mean, we know the market fundamentals that when they devalue currencies, when they create tens of trillions in debt, that gold hasn't really gone up. The dollar and all these paper instruments are going down. And now mainline analysts all over television, we've got them linked on prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com, they're now talking about $11,000 an ounce gold. Max Kaiser, who's really been accurate on the economy, says that gold's really in a bear market, that they've been suppressing it for decades, which we know. That's even come out in the news with J.P. Morgan and others manipulating it. And that conservatively in the next few years, gold really could hit $2,400 an ounce. But if it does that, I mean, that officially tells us we're in a depression, Ted.
It sure does. You know, Alan Greenspan was addressing the Council on Foreign Relations, and the way he said it, he says the gold is like the canary in a coal mine. I think everybody knows what that means. They put the canary in the coal mine in case there's some gases leaking in. It dies first. That means the people have to get out of there. That's what gold is for the currency market, according to Alan Greenspan, and he was the chairman of the Federal Reserve for many years, and he's right about that. Gold is going to reflect what's going on in the currency, and if you look back, 2001, it took $271 to buy an ounce of gold. Now we're pushing $1,300 an ounce of gold. I hope that your investments that you've had in the stock market or in the bank or in these annuities or all these other investments that you could possibly have that are paper-driven, including even the real estate market now, have outperformed that kind of a loss of purchasing power.
Well, nothing has performed like that. And Ted, I talked to family, extended family. Well, I told them to buy gold when it was $300 an ounce, $800 an ounce. Every time I see them a few times a year, I go, you better buy. And they've just been conditioned by Wall Street. They just say, I never will. It does, and they almost take a pleasure in making bad decisions. They enjoy losing money. So many people enjoy doing what CNN tells them.
Well, that's right. And people have been indoctrined into the idea that an investment is something in the stock market or sitting at the bank, a deposit at the bank or, anything but gold. But the truth of the matter is, since 1971, this has been the only time frame that the United States has separated itself from gold, and people considered gold was money and the paper certificate was just a certificate showing that we had a deposit for gold. The specie was gold, not paper currency. And I don't know how the people drifted away from this. I guess it's loss of wisdom through time, because once the people who have known and earned the fact that gold is actual money, when they die off, their children come up with a whole new idea. That's the problem.
Well, Ted, only 1% of individual citizens in the United States are invested in gold in any way. And as soon as the yuppies, and we've always talked about this because it's the central banks, it's the Arab sheiks, it's the Chinese, it's the Japanese, it's the big robber barons. They're all grabbing gold up as fast as they can. Corporations are buying gold. The Fortune 100 are snatching it up greedily. There's major shortages. More is being sold now than is being mined each year. But as soon as the yuppies, even 2, 3, 4%, which is now starting to happen, figure out that they need to get into gold. That's why all these economists are talking about 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. Some are saying 11,000. What does your gut really tell you? Obviously, you don't have a crystal ball, but you've been in this 30-plus years. What does your gut tell you gold will be in 5 years?
Well, in 5 years from now, we should surpass that last high in gold, inflation adjusted of 2,600 like you were talking about. Man, we're going through $1,300 an ounce like it's not even an issue. I mean, people were, just a couple years ago would think that $1,300 an ounce is a pipe dream.
Hello.
And we've seen $1,297.40 already today, Alex. I mean, we're right there. We're knocking on that door. $1,500 an ounce by the end of the year is incredibly conservative. I mean, obviously, we're going to probably, if you take and measure in the fact that the Federal Reserve System is printing money like nobody's business, gold could very easily be $2,400 an ounce.
Well, Ted, people need to wake up and smell the coffee. Hello. We told people they were going to announce a global government funded with carbon taxes. We told folks that the UN was going to seize our coastal waterways and major lakes and start taxing it. That's set to pass today or tomorrow. We told folks all of this. I mean, we know what the globalists are up to. I hope people will call and take advantage of all the great silver and gold deals that Midas Resources has at 800-686-2237 with a special gold offer. Briefly, when we come back, Ted, tell folks where your gold and silver prices are right now. It's going to amaze people. It's lower than they can find it anywhere else. All right, we're getting a gold update from the owner of the Genesis Network, also the owner of Midas Resources. And I haven't talked to Ted yet today, but I know that they have run out of the gold that they bought over a month ago, and Ted was passing on savings that were the biggest discount he's ever offered. But I know during that month period, he bought more gold and more silver. I haven't asked Ted yet. We'll ask him on air if he still has the silver at $9.95 for those silver $half. The best deals anywhere else are about $12. Some places you see them for $16, $17 on eBay because silver's piggybacked, obviously, with gold. Most economists say silver marked for inflation from 1980 with the Hunt brothers should be about $51 an ounce. So, Ted, tell us about the gold and silver offers you've got today.
Yeah, you're talking about the Walking Liberty half at $9.95. Actually, I don't. I sold out of that little bit that I had there, but I do have some at $10.50, which is, Alex, still, I mean, go on to eBay, click on the buy it now, see what they're trading for, $16 easily. I know our price on our normal internet price is sitting somewhere around $11.55, $11.55, $11.60, right in that range. So you get to have a real tremendous discount on that one.
Excuse me, you're saying if you want to buy these now, it's $11.60 for you, a huge wholesaler, to buy them.
Right, exactly.
And you're selling them for $10.50. When did you buy these at that price so you can sell them now?
Well, I mean, I've locked in back when silver was $16. I sold out of that bunch. And so this is more closer to that $18 an ounce silver. And presently, right now, spot silver, if you want to take a look, presently, silver has gone as high today as $21.17. So it's blown through that.
So as I've said, this is a time machine because all the other gold and silver brokers, when it goes up, they go up, and that's how they make their big profit. But you're hyper competitive. I've seen the markups on the silver and the gold. We're talking with these deals, 2-3% is the profit you're making. And so now with it way up, in the market, you would be making no profit. I mean, folks, you cannot beat that deal on the silver at $10.50 for those silver $half. What do you have in gold, Ted? What's your best deals on gold?
Presently, right now, the Frank with the forecaster at $279. I mean, that is just a fabulous buy because you get an entire year's subscription to Bob Chapman's newsletter. But we have the walking, or not the walking Liberty app. We have the Buffalo coin. We have the U.S. Eagles, and we have a lot of gold. We just picked up a whole bunch of bars here last week at a price that's better than what the market is trading for at this particular time. I mean, you got to realize, Alex, that gold is only $2.60 away from reaching $1,300 an ounce, and that is the support level right now, or the resistance level for gold is $1,320 an ounce. I mean, that's how high it is. Once it blows through that, then you hit that $1,360, and the momentum's building, and we're still in September. October's yet to come. I just don't know how I can say it enough.
That's right. The bull market is always in the fall, into the winter. Folks, you need to call today, but tell them specifically it's the Ted Anderson, Alex Jones radio special, or you will be paying the higher prices that are still very competitive and are great deals. When I shop around every few months to buy a few